Last winter, I had an appointment to go to the hometown of one of my college club members. That night, we went to his village skating rink to try this new sport. The three of us tried ice skating together to see who had finished the first. Near the finish line, everyone tried their best to speed up to show their bravery and win for themselves. In the end, I was the runner-up and my friend in the group came first, while the host came in last. We both rested and talked happily, but we had no idea what was going to happen. Just a moment later, my best friend suddenly stood up and walked forward with a dazed attitude. We tried to call him, but he refused to turn back and just went straight to a certain point. He passed through people skating in front of him, towards the pine forest nearby. After a while, he tripped over a large ice hole and immediately fell into it. The two of us stood far away and saw the scene. We panicked and shouted to get everyone's attention and help. Immediately, the people around also rushed over and gave us a hand to save our friend. At this time, my friend's whole body was cold and heavy. It took 2 strong men to carry him to safety. His whole body was shaking. Fortunately, he still survived, but there was still something very panicky, he felt. We quickly dressed him up and took him home. After a while, he regained his composure and said that he didn't accidentally fall down. Then he told us the whole story, the reason why we went to that cold water hole and fell down like that. He said that, at the time, he saw in his eyes that he was trying his best to catch up with the two of us in front. Right at that moment, he saw a shadow passing by his side in a very strange way which attracted his attention. My friend turned to see in the cold, faint ice. He saw a boy about 15 years old with a thin body looking at my friend and smiling. My friend didn't think too much. He just felt that the boy was a bit strange in such cold weather. The boy wasn't dressed up properly. But in that moment, my friend was hypnotized. He lost his mind and didn't know anything anymore. After that, my friend just followed behind the boy. He didn't know that the strange boy was swimming in the cold water below the ice. At the waterhole where the incident happened, that strange boy was below and called my friend's name. That made my friend look like an idiot with his feet on the surface of the hole. Immediately, my friend was awakened by the cold water, but everything turned out to be more terrifying than he could ever imagine. In front of him now, there was no longer the boy he saw, but instead a dead corpse with both eyes falling out. This made the two of us feel both worried and scared after seeing this incident. We didn't know what horror stories would happen after this. That night, we went out to sleep. The whole family of the friend in the accident also began to gather to discuss how to solve this horror story. It seemed that after hearing the story and the location of the accident, his family members were extremely worried. That night, while everyone was discussing, my friend chose a corner of the house to sit and start saying very strange things. He started saying reproaches to his loved ones, recounting stories from his father's youth in a voice filled with disappointment. When his father heard it, he was immediately scared, got up and walked towards his place. His whole body was shaking. But my friend kept muttering strange words. He spoke in a completely different voice from usual and recounted the story that his parents had been lent money by a relative to repair the house in great detail. The stories he had told his parents were all stories that had happened to 2 people at the time when he wasn't even born. His father couldn't say anything else but stood stunned looking at him, and he stood up, his eyes wide with anger, his face full of fear. Then he glanced at his father and shouted loudly, blaming his father for why he did not help him when he was in trouble. Only now did his father know that the person in his body at that time was his brother who died a long time ago, also at the same place where it crashed. His whole family was shocked by this. At first his family thought he was playing pranks on them until he said the name of the deceased. His family's uncles began to look at each other in fear. Everyone knew that since this man died, no one in the family had mentioned this name anymore. Everyone who was present in the accident that year had to stand up and beg the soul in its body for forgiveness for letting him die in such a painful way. Everyone explained that. At that time, no one knew that he had an accident because he was so in love with skating. Until they couldn't find him, he began to look for him. But he was found dead. Faced with the sincere words of his brothers, the soul in the body did not want to make it difficult for its family. Each pain began to subside and the eyes also decreased somehow. After a while he fell silent and then staggered, finally falling to the ground. His whole body was cold and somehow less heavy than before. His parents went over to pick him up. Everyone remembered the old story, but in their hearts couldn't hide their emotions because they remembered their lost loved one. That unexpected incident was finally resolved. My friend also regained his sanity, but still couldn't stop panicking because he didn't know what had happened to him.